We're at High Noon Shooting Range here in Prescott Valley, Arizona, and they have been kind enough to allow us to come and shoot one of their new Glock 42s. Yep, it's the new 380 that Glock has put out, a new slim frame, single stack 380. And today we're going to be reviewing it, testing it, and seeing how we like it and see how it performs. Today we're going to be shooting some Federal 95 grain full metal jackets through it, so we'll see how it functions and how it likes the ammo. And Prescott or High Noon here has allowed us to use their range and donated the time for us to be here today. So I wanted to give them a shout out and a thank you for allowing us to do that. So why don't we go ahead and get into it? We're going to tear the gun down and see what it looks like. Okay guys, let's go ahead and take a close look up at the Glock 42. We're going to start by disassembling this thing, and just as you suspected, with every other Glock, it tears apart just the same way. So you got to clear the gun, make sure it's clear, no ammunition in it, no ammunition on the table or around. Go ahead and strike the pistol out, rack that slide back, depress these two tabs that are here on the side, slide the forward, and it comes apart, just as you suspected. It's got a dual captured recoil spring right here, and the barrel comes out just like most polymer Glock style guns. So it's a Glock just miniaturized. As you can see, it's all, the slide and internals are all pretty much the same, just miniaturized. Same thing here, all pretty much the same internal workings as most Glocks. So really, they really didn't change much on it. They just shrunk it down. That's all they really did. So, and this dual captured recoil spring, they've been putting them in their baby Glocks, like the Glock 26 and Glock 27 for a while now. And then when they went to the Gen 4 model, they started putting this system in the bigger Glocks as well. And I've heard some reports that they've kind of had issues with it because it's a little bit of a stiffer spring system, and they did that to help reduce recoil in it, but sometimes they're having problems with it cycling and whatnot. And I heard on the 42 that they were having problems with it as well, that it was taking a while to break these springs in. So you guys may find that to be an issue. We'll shoot it and we'll kind of see what it does for us. But let's go ahead and put this back in. Just drop that barrel in. Same thing with the recoil spring. Make sure put it back in. Sure it's right there. And it just goes back on like any typical Glock. Yep, functions just fine. Point it towards my backstop. And just so you guys know, when you see me kind of pointing the pistol towards the camera and whatnot, there's nobody behind it. I'm running the camera by myself. There's nobody behind the camera. I got the backstop in the direction that the muzzle's pointed. So we are in safe conditions here at the range. And just to give you a little bit of a contrast of how much smaller this pistol is than most Glocks, I got my Glock 26 here. We'll go ahead and check the condition of that. We can see that it's empty. There's nothing in there. So just to kind of let you know what you're looking at, in contrast, is there's the back of the 26 in 9mm, and I'm not comparing the cartridges, just basically the size and how much they've shrunk the 42. So you can kind of see there the difference in it, how much thinner the slide is. And the slide on the width on the 26 is 1.18 inches, and the width on the 42 is 0.94 inches. So that kind of gives you an idea, and that'll show you right there how much shorter the 26 is. It's, I don't even know if it's a ½ inch shorter, but it's a hair shorter than the 42 is a hair shorter than the 26. So that'll kind of give you an idea there. You can see here that that they're about the same height for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I can't really tell any difference there. I'm not real sure. You guys can tell it's kind of hard there, but they look, you know, pretty close to the same height. The little bit of a difference that I do see is that from, you know, you lay it down on the table like that, the trigger guard on the 26 does stick up a little higher here than the 42. So, you know, it's the next size down from the 26. It's quite a bit thinner. You know, it's still got the same rear Glock sight on there, the same white front sight that all the other ones have on there. So all they did was shrink this one into a 380 and make it a pocket style kind of pistol. It's just probably about as big as most people could get as far as pocket pistols go. I mean, that's a pretty big pistol to be sticking in your pocket, but it does depend on what kind of pants and everything that you wear too. So summertime may be great to throw in your cargo shorts or something like that, and you know, when you're wearing tighter clothing, you may have to put it inside the waistband. So you know, and this pistol in my mind is maybe the next step up from an LCP or the Taurus TCP or some of the smaller Kel-Tec 380s. So it's kind of the in-between size gun between the 26 and say like a LCP or something. So again, I think it's going to be a great pistol. I'm a Glock fan. I know a lot of guys are anticipating this and wanting it in a 9mm, but you know, Glock had to start somewhere, so they started at 380. So maybe next year they'll come out with a version of it 9mm. And it is a 6-round capacity magazine that comes with it. So and again, it's just a nice small little compact pistol. So what we're going to do, just kind of give you an overall look again of the differences. What we're going to do is fire quite a few shots through this thing and test it and see how this thing functions. You know, I kind of have questions about that dual recoil spring just from some things I read. I want to get on the forums and whatnot and kind of read things, a little more of what people have had now that this gun's kind of been out for a couple months now, and just see what other people are saying about it. So let's go ahead and shoot this thing. Okay, so the gun right now is not actually locking back after the last round is being fired. After it releases the last shot, the slide's not locking back, letting you know that it's empty. So, and it didn't do it last time either. So I don't know if that's a magazine problem or what that is. So that's an issue that I've seen on other reviews, is that sometimes this thing's not locking back on that empty slide, and it should be. So we'll just keep testing it and see how it does. So again, the slide did not lock back on that. So, you know, it could be that recoil spring that we talked about earlier, just not wanting to lock back. I'm not 100% sure if that's what it is, or light ammo or what. So let's just keep shooting and see what we find. So again, just so you guys know, the slide did not lock back yet again. Again, did not lock back, so it's just not locking back like it should. See, I can pull the slide back all the way like that, put the magazine still on it, and it'll lock back. So on an empty mag it should be locking back, but it's not doing it right now. So I don't know, I'll have to talk to Glock and see if that's a problem that they've had, and maybe look on some of the forum and see what the guys are saying about it. But so far, I tell you, what I really like about it is the trigger seems to be a touch on the heavy side, but not bad. Very, very crisp. The trigger has a very short reset, in my opinion, compared to my 26 or in my other Glocks. It's got a lot shorter reset on it, which I like. I mean, it's not, it seemed like maybe an 1/8 inch travel at the most. I really don't know what it is. I don't have a gauge, but it's a very short travel for the reset. You can get on it and go ahead and do some, get your second and third shot off a lot faster with the shorter reset. So far I like it. The only downfall is it's not locking the slide back after the last shot. Okay, well, we had a malfunction on that, but that was probably because I wasn't gripping it very well. So there was one malfunction. Let's grip it a little better and see how it does. Okay, we are empty. So as you can see, it didn't lock back on the empty round, or after the last shot was released. Again, it didn't lock back, and I did have a feeding malfunction, but I'm pretty sure that was my fault. Pretty sure that it was because I didn't have quite good enough grip on it, trying to reach around the camera and shoot at the same time. So I'm going to chalk that up to my fault, not necessarily the gun. All right, we're going to go ahead and try to do a little faster shooting just so you guys can kind of see how it does. So let's go ahead and try it. Check the recoil, try to see how the recoil is at a little faster speed. Very good. Again, it did not lock back after that last round. And so it's just not locking back. When I got a good firm grip on it, I'm not having any feeding malfunctions at all, not having any issues with it. So I'm pretty sure that one malfunction that we had was due to the grip that I had on the gun. So far so good. So again, empty magazine, it didn't lock back. So that's the only problem that I've had with this gun so far, is the fact that the slide's not locking back. We went through all the ammo that we shot really well, had one malfunction, but that was because of the poor grip that I had on the gun. I didn't quite have a good solid grip on it. So other than that, the gun ran really, really well. I really like it. So you know, I don't know what else to say about it. The trigger on it is really nice. It's a touch heavy, but it's not really necessarily any heavier than any of the other Glocks that I've shot or that I own. So the reset on it is really, really nice. I really like the fact that it is slim. It is nice, lightweight to carry. You can still put it in your pocket if you wanted to. And the 380 is a good round, especially with the ammunition that we have nowadays. You know, it's a good round in my opinion, especially for people that don't like those bigger rounds, whether you're a younger person, an older person, a big little guy. It just doesn't matter. If you want a light, compact, little gun to carry around, 380 is good. I mean, it's better to have a 380 on you out in the world when you're walking around to protect yourself than having your 45 that just sits at home. Your 45 does absolutely no good if it's sitting at home and you're safe. So, you know, the 380 is not a bad choice. Again, you heard that click. It did not lock the slide back. So we'll zoom out. You can tell the gun's empty. After that last shot, it's just not locking that slide back. So I'm not exactly sure what the deal is. If it's the that recoil spring just not worn or broken yet or what. So. And again, I'm having to straddle this tripod with the camera around it and reach around it and shoot. So I shot a little bit to the right, and I'm about 10 feet away from the target. So let's see how we did. So you can see, not too bad right there. So all right, let's try 6 more. Okay, we're gonna pick the speed up just a little bit, and I want you to be able to just to see how this thing recoils and what kind of visual you can expect to have if you pick up the speed just a little bit. So let's go ahead and try it. Okay, let's check it, see if it, yep, again, it's just not locking back on an empty magazine. So that's the only issues that we're having with it so far. Okay guys, so we're gonna wrap this video up with the Glock 42. Again, it's a great pistol. I really liked it. I really enjoyed shooting it. No malfunctions to speak of that weren't my fault. It's a nice slim little gun. Again, it's just not locking back on the last shot. So after your last shot's fired out of your magazine, it's not locking back. But other than that, I haven't had any issues. I really like it. I am a fan of the Glock, as you know, anyway. So it's a great gun. I think it's going to be real big in the market. I just want to give one last shout out to High Noon Indoor Shooting Range here in Prescott Valley. They were real nice. They let us use their rental Glock 42. They let us use the range and come out here and shoot it all we wanted. No questions asked. They were really nice and polite. And this is actually the range, just so you know, where we teach. When I say we, I mean Inside Firearms Training. I help Matt and Terry Siebert there. On the weekends we do personal protection and other defensive handgun classes here at High Noon Indoor Shooting Range. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. You guys can look them up, call for times. I think the range is open here from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday, and I think it's open Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 5, I believe, but you'll have to call them and ask them. And go to Insight Firearms Training website. It's at insightfirearmstraining.com. I will put the link to that in the description box for you guys. Go there. They got all kinds of great tips on shooting, all kinds of articles that have been published on them, and articles that they have published as well, to give you guys an insight to the type of training that we do. We'll get you shooting one-hole groups, no problem, and I think you'll enjoy it. So go to insightfirearmstraining.com and give Matt and Sherry a shout and try to get in and enroll in the class and learn how to shoot. Again, I'd like to thank you. I appreciate you guys watching our videos. I hope everybody stays safe and remember to take your kids shooting.